Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning,
morning,
sir.
sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
A very hearty welcome to the second semester English class. I have already uploaded the second semester English textbook in your Google Classroom. You can go through that textbook. It is there in the Google Classroom. It is titled Rise and Shine. You can access it from Google Classroom. You can also access it from this link that I have shared in the chat box. It is a PDF file. So the pattern of the textbook is as in the first semester. This is the same pattern as we have seen in the first semester textbook titled Words to Deeds. This also has 4 modules, and each module has a particular theme. These are the 4 modules. The 4 modules are titled Bonds of Love, Pearls to Pick, Lights of Fancy, and Ideas for Life. These are the 4 modules. In this semester, in all the modules, we have a topic called phonetics, that is about pronunciation. Phonetics means the study of speech sounds. So when you speak English, it is slightly different from Indian languages like Malayalam or Tamil or Hindi. There is a difference in the way we pronounce words. So it is important to learn pronunciation. Therefore, we have phonetics in all the 4 modules. So in the beginning itself, near the contents page, we will see a sheet like this, which shows the different phonetic symbols. ശബ്ദങ്ങളെ symbols ഉപയോഗിച്ച് represent ചെയ്തിരിക്കുകയാണ്. So which are the different symbols that we use for different sounds are discussed here. We'll take it up when we come to the phonetics section in the first module. So this will be seen near the contents page. Contents page in the അടുത്തത് തന്നെ ഈ phonetics symbolsന്റെ ഒരു ഷീറ്റ് ഉണ്ടാവും. And after that, you have the contents page. In the contents page, you have the titles of all the 4 modules. That is, first module is titled Bonds of Love. Second module is titled Flights of Fancy. Third module is Pearls to Pick. And fourth module is Ideas for Life. In 4 module ആണ്. First module, Bonds of Love, is about relationships. As the title indicates, it is about relationships. That will be the theme which is within first module. അപ്പോൾ ഒരു തീം ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അത് ആ മോഡ്യൂളിന്റെ എല്ലാ ആസ്പെക്ട്സിനും, അതായത് കോർ ടെക്സ്റ്റ്, എക്സസൈസസ്, ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ്, എല്ലാത്തിലും ആ ഒരു തീം റൺ ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കും. അതാണ് ഒരു തീമിൻ്റെ പ്രത്യേകത. അത് നമ്മൾ ഫസ്റ്റ് സെമസ്റ്ററിലും കണ്ടതാണ്. Everything that you have, all the exercises including the core text will be based on this particular theme. That is the idea. Okay, so let us now move on uh, to the student എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞൊരു സെക്ഷൻ ഉണ്ട്. That is addressed to us just to understand how to make use of this textbook. So it is like the first semester itself. This is not just a textbook, it is also a വർക്ക് ബുക്കും കൂടിയാണ്. അതൊരു ആക്ടിവിറ്റി ബുക്കാണ്. ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് നോട്ട് ജസ്റ്റ് എ ടെക്സ്റ്റ് ബുക്ക്. വെറുതെ വായിക്കാനുള്ള ഒരു ടെക്സ്റ്റ് അല്ല, ഒരു വർക്ക് ബുക്കാണ്. യു ഹാവ് ടു ഡു ദി ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് ഇൻ ദ ടെക്സ്റ്റ് ഇറ്റ്സെൽഫ്. പലരും എന്നോട് ചോദിക്കും, ടെക്സ്റ്റിൽ എഴുതാമോ എന്നല്ല, ടെക്സ്റ്റിൽ എഴുതണം എന്നാണ്. ഇത് അങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു ടെക്സ്റ്റാണ്. നമ്മൾ സാധാരണ സ്കൂളിലൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ ടെക്സ്റ്റ് ബുക്കിൽ എഴുതരുതെന്ന് പറയും. പക്ഷേ ഇത് അങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു ടെക്സ്റ്റ് ബുക്ക് അല്ല. ദിസ് ഇസ് ആൻ ആക്ടിവിറ്റി കം വർക്ക് ബുക്ക്. സോ യു ഹാവ് ടു റൈറ്റ് ഇൻ ദ ടെക്സ്റ്റ്. So many people don't write. You have to write in the text. It has to be, there are many things which you can write in the text. So we have to use this as a workbook, as an activity book, and only then it will become useful. അപ്പോൾ അതാണ് ഫസ്റ്റ് പാരഗ്രാഫിൽ അവർ പറയുന്നത്. You have to go through the activities as expected. Do the activities. ഈ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് ചെയ്യുകയാണെങ്കിൽ you will not find it difficult to use this language when you have to go in the industry. That is, when you get a job, you will have to use this language. So how will you be able to use the language? Only when you do the exercises, only when you do all these activities, then you become thorough. And then you are able to do the activities as expected. So that is the benefit of doing all the activities. So that is mentioned in the first paragraph. Then the second paragraph says that here we are not learning grammar. സ്കൂളിൽ നമ്മൾ പ്രൊസിഷൻ എന്നൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ ഓരോന്നായിട്ട് അത് പഠിച്ച് അത് ബൈഹാർ പറയലൊന്നുമല്ല ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. ഹിയർ വി ആർ ട്രൈങ് ടു അക്വയർ ഗ്രാമർ. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ഹൗ വി ലേൺഡ് അവർ മദർ ടങ് ഓൾസോ. വെൻ വി ലേൺഡ് മലയാളം, വി ഡിഡ് നോട്ട് ലേൺ ദ ഗ്രാമർ ഓഫ് മലയാളം ഫസ്റ്റ്. എ ചൈൽഡ് ഡസ് നോട്ട് ലേൺ ദ ഗ്രാമർ ഓഫ് മലയാളം. ഇറ്റ് ഡസ് നോട്ട് ലേൺ ബൈ ഹാർട്ട്. ഇറ്റ് പിക്സ് അപ്പ് ദ ലാംഗ്വേജ്. The grammar is picked up by the child slowly. It may make some errors in that, may make some mistakes in the beginning, but slowly the child picks up the language. Like that, we are going to learn grammar without learning the rules, because the rules will be picked up by us. So we are trying to create a grammar consciousness rather than a grammar knowledge. ഗ്രാമറിനെ കുറിച്ച് കുറേ അറിവുണ്ടാക്കലല്ല, ഒരു ഗ്രാമർ കോൺഷ്യസ്നെസ് ഉണ്ടാക്കലാണ് നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അതായത് by doing a lot of activities in language, we will understand that this is correct and this is wrong. You may not be able to explain why this is wrong. You may not be able to say why this is wrong, but we will be able to say that this is the correct usage and this is the wrong usage. So this much of consciousness, this much of identification we will have once we do all the activities in this course book. So that is how we have to use this course book. Then the next important thing is that don't expect the teacher to explain everything, because in the first semester also we have not done many of the activities in the class. പക്ഷെ നിങ്ങൾ എല്ലാവരും ആ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിച്ചു. Here also this is designed like a self-learning material. The students can learn on their own. And what is the role of the teacher? The teacher is just a facilitator. Okay, facilitator. That is, the teacher helps you to learn. Facility എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ സൗകര്യം ചെയ്തു കൊടുക്കും. So the teacher makes it easy for you to learn by helping you in certain points when you need help. Otherwise, you are your own teacher. It is a self-learning material. This course book is designed like that, so that you will be able to learn this language on your own. And the next important thing is that we have to do all the activities in the course book itself. There are a lot of space which is given there. That is what is said in the final paragraph. You have to make use of this space that is provided. You have to make use of all the space that is provided in the course book itself to do the answers. ചില ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് കുറച്ച് ലോങ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ഉണ്ടാവും, ലോങ് പാരഗ്രാഫ്സ് എസ്സേ പോലെയൊക്കെ എഴുതാനുള്ളത് നമുക്ക് ടെക്സ്റ്റിൽ only at that time you will make use of the notebook. അപ്പം അതുവരെ നമ്മൾ നോട്ട്ബുക്കിലൊന്നും എഴുതില്ല. നോട്ട്ബുക്കിൽ എഴുതാൻ അതായത് വർക്ക് ബുക്കിൽ എഴുതാൻ പറ്റാതെ വരുന്നത് മാത്രമാണ് നമ്മൾ നോട്ട്ബുക്കിൽ എഴുതുന്നത്. അതായത് വളരെ ലോങ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ആൻസേഴ്സ് ഉണ്ട്, അത് എഴുതാൻ ടെക്സ്റ്റിൽ വർക്ക് ബുക്കിൽ സ്ഥലമില്ല. ഈ ടെക്സ്റ്റിൽ സ്ഥലമില്ലെങ്കിൽ മാത്രമാണ് നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യുക, നമ്മളത് നോട്ട്ബുക്കിൽ എഴുതേണ്ട ആവശ്യമുള്ളൂ. So these are the instructions. You can also go through these instructions. It is there in the textbook itself. It's very important to do all the activities. അതാണ് അതിലെ ലാസ്റ്റ് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ളത്. Do not skip any activity. All the activities in the text are important. Do not leave any activity without doing. Now let us go on to the first module, Bonds of Love. There is a quote from a famous African American poet called Maya Angelou. It is given there in the, you can read it in the screen. Just read it and tell me what you understand from this. ഇതിൽ നിന്ന് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എന്ത് മനസ്സിലായി എന്ന്. You can switch on the mic and speak, or you can type it in the chat box. What do you understand from these 4 lines? ഈ 4 വരികളിൽ നിന്നും നമുക്ക് എന്ത് മനസ്സിലാവുന്നു എന്നൊന്ന്. You can switch on your mic, or you can type in the chat box. I'll give you a couple of minutes. I'll give you 2 minutes. Just read it and tell me. I'm waiting for your responses. Please tell me what you understand from these 4 lines. Thank you, Aishwarya, for that response. What people remember and what people forget. Yes, thank you. Thank you for that response, Aishwarya. It is that how you make people feel. That is the last line. Okay, so when you help somebody when they are in difficulty, that is what they remember. Okay, so the feeling that is created by your actions, it is not just the words or the action, but the feeling that you create by that action when you help somebody. So that is the same idea that Aishwarya has said, that you have to create a feeling in others by your action, by your words. That feeling is something that people will remember. And that is the theme of the entire module. When you learn the story which is there in the module also, you get the same feeling that you can touch the hearts of people by your actions, by your behavior, okay, by your behavior, by the way you treat them, the way you treat them, by the way you behave with them. That creates a lot of impression on them. So the feelings that you generate for them is all has a lot of influence on how people respond, on how people remember you, if you want to be remembered by people. So that is the relationship. How is relationship created and maintained? It is how you relate with them, how you behave with them, that creates such feelings. So next, before we go into the actual text, there is a small poem which will lead us into the theme of relationship or love. Here we have uh, there are three kids, okay, three kids in this poem. So let us look at the talk. The children are talking to the mother. Their children are telling something to the mother. So that is the theme of this poem. Let us read that poem. Nandana, can you please read that first two stanzas? Nandana, can you
Yes, sir.
please?
I love you, mother, said little John. Then, forgetting his work, his cap went on, and he was off to the garden swing and left her the water and wood to bring.
Next stanza also.
I love you, mother, said little Nell. I love you better than tongue can tell. Then she teased and pouted full half the day till her mother rejoiced when she went to play.
Thank you, Nandana. So here we have two kids. Okay, two kids are there. Third kid is yet to come. So one is John, the other is Nell. Okay, these are the two kids we see in these two stanzas. Yesterday was Mother's Day, so this child is telling the mother that he loves his mother. And what is he doing after that? After telling that he loves his mother, he forgets his work. He puts on his cap. His cap went on means he puts on his cap. He goes to the garden swing and starts playing. And what has the mother got to do? She has to do all the work and left her the water and wood to bring. So she has to bring water and wood from a long distance to the house. So they seem to be a very poor family. So the mother has to bring water and wood from a long distance, but the child is playing in the swing. And he says that he loves his mother. Now you tell me whether the child really loves his mother or not. Is my question you understood? This child is telling that he loves his mother, but after telling that, he is going to play where the mother is left to do all the work. Does the child love the mother? Does John love his mother? Yes. Thank you for those responses. So many people are responding yes. Why it is no? The reason is love has to be reflected in our action and behavior and not just words. വെറുതെ വാക്കുകളിലല്ല, it has to be seen, it has to be reflected in our action and behavior. That is the reason we cannot say that the child loves his mother. The same with the next child also, the Nell. She also claims that she loves her mother. But what is that? She is just telling that, and then she is just teasing and playing with the mother all day, and she goes out to play. The Nell also does not help the mother. So these children, they have love only in words. So that is not real love. So the title of the poem is Real Love. So these two children do not have real love. So let us look at the next child. What does the next child do? Anushri K. Anushri K.
കേൾക്കുന്നില്ല സർ.
ആ കേൾക്കാൻ പറഞ്ഞു. I love you, mother, said little fan. അനുശ്രീ മൈക്ക് ഓൺ ചെയ്ത് വായിച്ചോളൂ.
I love you, mother. Right, little fan.
Little fan.
Today I will help you all. I can. How glad I am. School doesn't keep. So she rocked the baby till it fell asleep. Then stepping so she fitly she took the broom and swept the floor and tidied the room. Tidied the room. Busy and happy all day was she. Helpful and happy as child could be. I love you, mother. Again they said. Three little children going to bed. How do you think that mother guessed which of them really loved her best?
Thank you, Anushree. So here you have the third child. She also says that she loves her mother. But what does she say? She says, I love you, but I will help you also. Okay? So there's a difference between this child and the other two children. She says, I will help you all I can because school doesn't keep. School doesn't keep means I don't have school today. So she helped her mother in many ways. She looked after the little baby in the house. She took the broom and cleaned the room. Tidied means cleaned. Swept the floor means sweeping. And made the room clean. Tidied means clean. And she was busy and at the same time she was happy. All the other children, the other two children, they were happy, but they were not busy. But this child is busy with her work, and at the same time she is happy that she is helping her mother, and she is helpful and a happy child. And the last stanza says, all the three children said the same thing. മൂന്ന് കുട്ടികളും പറഞ്ഞത് ഒരേ കാര്യമാണ്. What did they say? They said, I love you, mother. So while the children go to sleep, all the three children tell the mother that they love their mother. The question that poet is asking us is, who really loved her best? ആരാണ് ആ അമ്മയെ ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ സ്നേഹിച്ചത്? Is it John? Is it Nell? Or is it Fan? These are the three children. Who loved the mother the most? Wonderful. So many responses are coming. So everybody has the opinion that it is the third child, that it is Fan who loves the mother the most. Because in action. വെറുതെ പറഞ്ഞതുകൊണ്ട് കാര്യമില്ല. You have to show your love in action. The love has to be seen in our action, in our behavior. That is why the though the all the three children say that they love their mother, it is the third child, that is the fan, little fan, who actually loves the mother because she helps the mother with the work. Yes, Rishma, it is reflected in her action. Love is reflected in the action of little fan. And that is why we say that it is the little fan who really loves the mother, because love is seen in her action, it is reflected in her action. So, as we said in the very beginning, it is when we help others, that is how we actually show our love to others. That is what they will remember also. നമ്മുടെ വാക്കുകൊണ്ട് പറഞ്ഞതൊന്നും അവർക്ക് ഓർമ്മയൊന്നും ഉണ്ടാവും. നമ്മൾ സ്നേഹിക്കുന്നു എന്നൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് എന്താ കാര്യം? So it is not enough to say. It should be seen in our behavior by helping them when they are in need. അവർക്ക് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു ആവശ്യം വരുമ്പോൾ, എന്തെങ്കിലും ബുദ്ധിമുട്ട് വരുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ സഹായിക്കുമ്പോഴാണ് യഥാർത്ഥത്തിലുള്ള സ്നേഹം വെളിപ്പെടുന്നത്. So this is the theme of this module. This is the theme of the story that we are going to discuss in the core text. So the story is written by this lady who see in the picture. It is a very famous American novelist. Her name is Pearl S. Buck. That she is a very famous author from United States of America. The title of the story that we are going to learn is A Christmas Day in the Morning. It is a story of a young boy who gives a special gift to his father by helping him. നമുക്കൊക്കെ ഗിഫ്റ്റ് കൊടുക്കുന്ന ശീലമുണ്ട്. അല്ലെ, നമ്മൾ എന്തെങ്കിലും സാധനം മേടിച്ചു കൊടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മുടെ സ്നേഹം പ്രകടിപ്പിച്ചു. പക്ഷെ യഥാർത്ഥത്തിലുള്ള സ്നേഹം when you help others. So that is how this child expresses his love for his father by helping him in a special way. So what is that? How did he make his father feel his love? That is what we learn in the story. Before we go into the story, there is a brief write-up about this author Pearl S. Buck. ആരാണ് ഈ റൈറ്റർ എന്നുള്ളതിനെ കുറിച്ചും ബ്രീഫായിട്ടുണ്ട്. She is a Nobel Prize winner. She is an American writer and novelist. She has her very famous novel is The Good Earth എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞൊരു നോവൽ അവർ എഴുതിയിട്ടുണ്ട്, which has won the Pulitzer Prize, means the highest prize in the United States for literature. She has also won the highest prize for literature in the whole world. She got the Nobel Prize in 1938. നോബൽ പ്രൈസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഏറ്റവും ഉന്നതമായിട്ടുള്ള സമ്മാനമാണ്. പല മേഖലകളിലും നോബൽ പ്രൈസ് കൊടുക്കും. സമാധാനത്തിന്, ശാസ്ത്രത്തിന്, ഫിസിക്സ്, കെമിസ്ട്രി, മെഡിസിൻ, അങ്ങനെ വിവിധ മേഖലകളിൽ നോബൽ പ്രൈസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഏറ്റവും ഉന്നതമായിട്ടുള്ള അവാർഡ് കൊടുക്കുന്നു. അപ്പം അത് സാഹിത്യത്തിനുള്ള നോബൽ പ്രൈസ് കിട്ടിയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു വ്യക്തിയാണ്. അവരുടെ കഥയാണ് നമ്മൾ പഠിക്കുന്നത്. She was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1938. So what the Nobel Committee wrote, so this is a quotation from what the Nobel Committee wrote. She was given the Nobel Prize for her rich and truly epic descriptions of peasant life. Peasants means farmers, okay, farmer, കർഷകരുടെ ജീവിതത്തെ കുറിച്ചൊക്കെ എഴുതി. So she has written about the peasant life in China and for her biographical masterpiece. ബയോഗ്രഫി മീൻസ് ജീവചരിത്രമാണ്. മറ്റൊരാളെ കുറിച്ച് നമ്മൾ എഴുതുന്ന ജീവിതകഥയ്ക്കാണ് ബയോഗ്രഫി എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. And she was the first American woman to win the Nobel Prize for Literature. And this writer has written this short story titled A Christmas Day in the Morning. So when the story begins, this boy who is the central character in the story is already an old man. അത് നമുക്ക് ആ കഥ വായിക്കുമ്പോഴാണ് മനസ്സിലാവുക. അപ്പൊ കഥയിൽ ആദ്യമേ തന്നെ നമ്മളോട് പറയാം, നമ്മൾ കഥ വായിച്ച് നമ്മൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കണം. That is a special way of storytelling. When you read and then understand that this is a kind of flashback. Okay, this is a technique that is used also in movies. You have seen a lot of movies when stories are told in the nature of a flashback, which means that the narrator may have become old and then he or she is remembering his or her childhood or earlier times. That is called a flashback. പഴയ കാലത്തിലേക്ക് തിരിച്ചു പോകുന്ന രീതിയിൽ കഥ പറയുന്നതിനെയാണ് ഫ്ലാഷ്ബാക്ക് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. So that's the same technique that is used here by this writer, and she is narrating this story in the nature of a flashback. So here the central character, the boy, is already an old man. Grishma PJ.
Yes, sir.
Please read that first paragraph.
He woke suddenly and completely. It was 4 o'clock, the hour at which his father had always called him to get up and help with the milking. And strange how the habits of his youth clung to his still. 50 years ago, and his father had been dead for 30 years, and yet he walked at 4 o'clock in the morning. He had trained himself to turn over and go to sleep, but this morning it was Christmas. He did not try to sleep.
Thank you, Grishma. So, so there are just clues while the story is narrated. 50 years ago, suddenly we understand that this person who is mentioned as he is an old man. He is 50, he is remembering a time when he is 50 years ago and he was 15. 50 വർഷം മുമ്പ് 15 വയസ്സാണെങ്കിൽ ഇപ്പൊ അയാൾക്ക് എത്ര വയസ്സായിട്ടുണ്ടാവും? He is remembering a time when he was a boy of 15 years. Now he is remembering after 50 years. So what is his age now? Exactly. That is right, Rajalakshmi. It is 65 years exactly. Yes, so many people have responded in the chat box. It is a simple calculation that he was 15 when he was 50 years ago. So 15 plus 50 is 65 years old. So this man is now 65 years old and he is remembering his childhood. And how is he remembering his childhood? Because every day he is now waking up at 4 o'clock because he had the habit of waking up at 4 o'clock in his childhood when his father used to waking up to help him in the farm. They had a farm. അവർക്കൊരു ഫാം ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. It's a kind of farm which is called a dairy farm. Okay, dairy farm where you have cows and you milk the cows and you get money out of that. That is called a dairy farm. And milking has to be done in the morning. So father calls him in the morning to help him with the milking. So he wakes up at 4 o'clock when his father used to call him. So now he is an old man. He doesn't have a farm, but still he is waking up. Why? Because the habit. So if you have some good habits, they will stay with you, good or bad. If you have good habits, they will stay with you for a pretty long time, sometimes till your death. So there is a saying in English which says that old habits die hard. Okay, so ഡൈ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇവിടെ മരിക്കുക എന്നുള്ള അർത്ഥത്തിലല്ല. ഡൈ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അച്ചെന്നുള്ളൊരു അർത്ഥം കൂടിയുണ്ട്. അച്ചുകളില്ലേ, ഈ സ്റ്റാമ്പ് പോലെയുള്ള സാധനം, പതിയുക എന്നർത്ഥത്തിലാണ്. അത് സ്ഥിരം കുറേ കാലമായി ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന ശീലങ്ങൾ സ്ഥിരമായിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. അത് മലയാളത്തിലും അതുപോലെയുള്ള ചൊല്ലുകളുണ്ട്, പഴഞ്ചൊല്ലുകളുണ്ട്. So in English it says that old habits die hard. That is, they will stay with you till the end of your life. So he had this habit of getting up early. And now there is no farm. His father is not there. His father died 30 years ago. So all these things are mentioned here. Dead for 30 years means he died 30 years ago. His father died 30 years ago. And he still wakes up at 4 o'clock in the morning. See, that is the effect of habit. And that is why he says the habits of youth. ചെറുപ്പകാലങ്ങളിലുള്ള ശീലം മാറുമോ മനുഷ്യനുള്ള കാലം എന്നാണ്. The habits of his youth clung to him still. Clung is the past tense of cling. So that is what is meant by clung? It clings to you till the end of your life. It sticks to you. So, though he has nothing to do at 4 o'clock now as an old man, he still wakes up at 4 o'clock. But he has trained himself to go to sleep even after that by turning over. But today, because it is Christmas, he doesn't like to sleep because he is remembering. He is going back to his younger days to remember what happened in his childhood. So that is what he is going to do. He is going to remember. So he is remembering his childhood. Let us see what he remembers of his childhood. Krishna, please read.
Sir. Sir.
Yes. Read.
Why did
Why did
why did he feel so awake tonight? He slipped back in the time as he did so easily nowadays. He was 15 years old and still know his father's farm, still on his father's farm. He loved his father. He had not know it until one day, a few days before Christmas, when he had overheard what his father was saying to his mother. Sir. Sir.
Okay, so here he has overheard what the father had said. Over here means to hear someone or something without the knowledge of the speaker. അപ്പോൾ അവർ സംസാരിക്കുന്നത് ഇയാൾ കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ടെന്ന് അവർ അറിയുന്നില്ല. So that is the meaning of overhearing. So he is going back to his childhood, slipped back in time. Slipped back in time എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നമുക്ക് സമയത്തിൽ പുറകെ സഞ്ചരിച്ചു എന്നല്ല അതിൻ്റെ അർത്ഥം. He is remembering. He slipped back in time means he remembers what happened in his childhood. അയാളുടെ ചെറുപ്പകാലത്തിൽ സംഭവിച്ച കാര്യം അയാൾ ഓർക്കുകയാണ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. He slipped back in time means he remembered what happened in his childhood. At that time, he was 15 years old and he was in his father's farm. And one day, because a few days before Christmas, he overhears what his father talked to his mother. So you don't know that his father loved him. He loved his father, but he never knew that his father did not love. I mean, father also loved him. He understands it only when he heard a conversation between his. So what is that? What did they talk? Let us see their talk. So this is what the father tells the mother. This is a way in which characters are introduced in stories by the authors. If you also want to write a story, if you want to become a good author, this is a technique that you can use to introduce characters in. That is through dialogue. I like the child, this, the father's name, this, the mother's name, this, എന്നൊക്കെ പറയുന്നതിനൊക്കെ സംഭാഷണങ്ങളിലൂടെ കഥാപാത്രങ്ങൾ അവതരിപ്പിക്കുന്നത് ഒരു കഥാകൃത്തിന്റെ ലക്ഷണമാണ്. So here you can see that storyteller, the author, is introducing characters through conversations or dialogue. So when we listen to this dialogue, we will understand the names of all the characters. Till now, we did not know the name of the boy, but from this conversation, we will understand the name of the boy, we will understand the name of the father as well as the name of the mother. So let us now read this. Danya, please read that.
Mary, I hate to call Rob in the mornings. He's growing so fast and he needs his sleep. If you could see how he sleeps when I go in to wake him up. I wish I could manage alone. Well, you cannot, Adam. His mother's voice was brisk. Besides, he isn't a child anymore. It is time he took his turn. Yes, his father said slowly, but I sure do hate to wake him. When he heard these words, something in him spoke. His father loved him. He had never thought of that before. Talking for granted the tie of their blood. Neither his father nor his mother talked about loving their children. They had no time for such things. There was always so much to do on the farm.
Thank you, Danya. So here you can understand the names of all the characters. What is the name of the boy? What is the name of the father? What's the name of the mother? What's the name of the boy? Boyയുടെ പേരെന്താണ്? Yes, father's name is Adam, boy's name is Rob, and the mother's name is Mary. Very good, Nandana. So they are having a conversation, and when he hears this, yes, so we understand all the names. The father is Adam, mother is Mary, and the child is Rob. So Rob is the central character. The boy is Rob. Thank you for those responses. So many people have responded in the chat box. Thank you. So here we have the author has very neatly introduced the characters by way of a dialogue. So if you want to become an author, that's a very good idea of how to introduce characters into your story. So here we understand the names. Also, we understand the kind of feelings that the father has for the child. The father is saying that I don't want to wake him up in the morning because he is a young child and he needs to sleep. So he is telling his mother. So the mother's voice is brisk എന്ന് പറയുന്നുണ്ട്. ഇവിടെ brisk എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഷാർപ്പ് എന്നാണ്, വളരെ strong ആയിട്ടുള്ള റിപ്ലൈ. She is saying very strongly, very sharply. She says, no, you cannot avoid calling him. വിളിക്കണം, രാവിലെ വിളിക്കണം. കാരണം because he isn't a child anymore. He is 15 years old. So when you are 15 years old, you are not considered a child. You are also not considered an adult also. Okay, so it is a stage in between both child and adult. It is called adolescence. So you are an adolescent if you are 15 years old. So when you are an adolescent, you have to start taking responsibilities in life. ഉത്തരവാദിത്തങ്ങളൊക്കെ കുറേശ്ശെ ഏറ്റെടുക്കാൻ തുടങ്ങണം. കാരണം otherwise you will not be able to do anything after you become an adult. So that is what the mother is saying. He is not a child anymore. It is time he took his turn, to take turn. ലൈക്ക് ഇവിടെ നമ്മൾ ടേൺസ് എടുത്താണ് വായിക്കുന്നത്. എല്ലാവരും ഒരേ ഒറ്റയടിക്ക് ഒരാളെ കൊണ്ടെല്ലാം വായിപ്പിക്കുക, മാറി മാറി. ജീവിതം തന്നെയാണ്. കുറേ നാൾ നമ്മുടെ പേരൻസ് they will do things for us. After some time we have to take care of the house, and after some time we have to take care of our parents also. See, so we have to take turns. We have to take responsibilities according to the age. When we become older, we have to take more responsibilities and help others, not only in the house but also the society. So that is what the mother is saying. You cannot allow him to sleep like a child. He is not a child anymore. So father has a lot of love. So he says, I hate to wake him. I don't like to wake him because I want he should sleep. So when he hears when Rob hears these words of the father, നിങ്ങളാണ് റോബിന്റെ സ്ഥാനത്തേക്ക് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എന്ത് തോന്നും അച്ഛനോട്? അച്ഛൻ ഇങ്ങനെ എനിക്ക് അവനെ രാവിലെ വിളിക്കുന്നത് ഇഷ്ടമല്ല എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ, if you are in the place of Rob, what will you feel for the father? ദേഷ്യം തോന്നോ, വെറുപ്പ് തോന്നോ? Will you feel hatred? Will you feel angry? Rajalakshmi, you will feel love. When somebody is saying that I don't like to wake him up in the morning, we will feel love. So this is what Rob also feels. അവന് ഇതുവരെ അങ്ങനെ അച്ഛൻ പറയുന്നത് കേട്ടിട്ടില്ല. So why haven't they said it? They did not say it. So it is, he had never heard his parents talk about loving the children. Why? Because they did not have science. So they are very rich people, farmers. They have a lot of work. They have a lot of work, so they have time about their love their children. They have, like he says, his father. Now their child, their children, they had no time for. They did not have time for such things. There was so much to do with them. They become for it. So suddenly there's a realization. Okay, my voice is breaking. Okay. 1 second, I will use a different device to speak. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, come on. Okay. So there is a realization. He gets a realization. There is a realization that this boy has, this child has. It's called the realization that his father loves him. അപ്പോഴാണ് എന്തുണ്ടാകുന്നത്? യു ഗെറ്റ് നമ്മൾ ഈ ഒരു ടേം നമ്മൾ നമ്മുടെ ഇൻഡക്ഷൻ പ്രോഗ്രാമിൽ നമ്മൾ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്തതാണ്, അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിങ്. ഓക്കെ, വാട്ട് കൈൻഡ് ഓഫ് അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിങ്? Wonderful, Shishma. Thank you for that. You remember it right. Right understanding and right feelings. ഇത് തന്നെയാണ് നമുക്ക് ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്. ഇത് ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ചിലപ്പോൾ പെട്ടെന്ന് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു അവസരത്തിൽ നമ്മളായിട്ട് സ്വയം ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്യാൻ ശ്രമിച്ചില്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള ചില എക്സ്പീരിയൻസിലൂടെ നമുക്ക് ഈ റൈറ്റ് അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിങ് ആൻഡ് റൈറ്റ് ഫീലിംഗ് വരും. അത് എങ്ങനെയെങ്കിലും ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്യുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ്. എങ്ങനെ ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്തു എന്നുള്ളത് പ്രശ്നമല്ല. എങ്ങനെയെങ്കിലും ഈ റൈറ്റ് അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിങ്ങും റൈറ്റ് ഫീലിംഗും ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ലൈഫ് ബിക്കംസ് എ സ്മൂത്ത് റൺ ഫോർ എവരിബഡി. അപ്പം നമ്മൾ ഒരുപാട് പുസ്തകങ്ങൾ പഠിച്ചു, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരുപാട് കോഴ്സ് അറ്റൻഡ് ചെയ്ത്, ഒരുപാട് ഡിഗ്രി, ഡിപ്ലോമ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒക്കെ നേടിയതുകൊണ്ടൊന്നും കാര്യമില്ല. ഇഫ് വി ഡോണ്ട് ഹാവ് ദ റൈറ്റ് അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിങ് ആൻഡ് റൈറ്റ് ഫീലിംഗ്സ്, വി ആർ ലൈക്ലി ടു ബിക്കം എ മിസറബിൾ ഫെയിലിയർ ഇൻ ലൈഫ്. So this is what this child develops now. Suddenly he develops an understanding that his father loves him. So when you have an understanding, will you behave in the same manner? നമുക്ക് അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിങ് ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ, when you have the right understanding, നമ്മളുടെ ബിഹേവിയർ അതേപോലെ ഇരിക്കുമോ, മാറ്റം വരുമോ? Will there be change? Yes, there will be change in behavior. Thank you for the response. There will be a change in the behavior. And what is the change that happens? How does he? So he feels that he also should express his love for his father in a particular way, and he decides to show his love for his father in a particular way. That is the theme of this module. And how this boy expresses his love for his father, that is the theme of this story. We will discuss that in the next class. That's all for today. Thank you for joining. Have a wonderful afternoon. Goodbye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.